Hello everyone, Luke Smith here, and in this video is going to be about the quickie reading of the Comprehensive History by Gino Samuel. However, before we do that, I'm going to be having a look at the March 2021 lowdown of Chris Clan's life. Today is the 3rd of April, so I'm going to go for last month as per usual. March was the first month of 2021. The most notable thing that happened this month was the Kiwi sandbag calls. Aside from that, Chris continued to post about the dimensional merge on social media. We might get into the Kiwi sandbag calls, but I have a feeling it's a load of video watching and I really don't want to be re-recording all that and reacting to it. So the highlights was on March the 1st, Chris receives a new fitness watch in the mail. Also on the 1st, Chris talks with the Kiwi sandbag on Twitter or on Discord in Psychic Chat number 4, and again on March the 9th he speaks to them again. Also on March the 9th, Chris discusses how he consulted a medium for spiritual advice, even though it was a troll and a ween. Even it's the same person. I have a feeling because I have seen the calls, and it's someone that wants to help him, like break out of the merge. But the only problem is it's just another enabler or ween or something like that. On March the 11th, Kiwi sandbag. No, Kawaii sandbag, not Kiwi. Okay. Confesses to Chris that he is not an actual psychic. There you go. Chris claims that he knew this entire time before cutting contact with him. Yep. Kind of expect that sort of thing. On the 13th of March, Chris announces on Twitter he will be selling a limited run golden Sonic medallions on his Etsy page. On the 20th of March, Chris announces on Twitter his plan to make workaholic comics for Dr. Wolf to make dub videos of. On the 20th of March also, the Kawaii sandbag calls was released to the public. And on the 26th, the 10th anniversary of Chris coming out as a Tom girl. So that was his lowdown in March. Now let's actually get into this one. Chris Clan, a comprehensive history. And we're starting off with a quote. Chris Clan, arguably the most documented person in history. His antics has been witnessed by millions, and with many keeping a close eye on him, waiting to see what he does next. What made him this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated? This is the story of Chris again. To be fair, I would put a clip of actual Gino Samuel playing that, but I really don't want to edit this as much, so I'm just going to leave it. And that was Gino Samuel's opening narration on the series. Condescended the last two lines for the most episodes, starting with part that Roman numerals. Female pronouns are used in the intro, so that's the newest one. Once he decided to be a woman, Gino used female pronouns to describe Chris. So, Chris Clan, a comprehensive history, is a web series created by Lithuanian producer and musician Gino Samuel, which began in February 2018. It is, as the name suggests, an extensive in-depth documentary on Chris Clan's life. Similar to that, I actually seen other documentaries, and I've seen that one as well. So I do know the person because I can't pronounce the name. However, while his film is an abridged summary of Chris's life for newcomers, Gino's videos goes into greater detail, with each video being 30 to 40 minutes in length. The series currently covers 35 out of the 39 years of Chris's life, currently covering everything, just about everything of note from Chris's birth to early 2017, as a part of a feeling at 7:53. The documentary series is 1 day, 12 hours, 15 minutes and 39 seconds long. Can you just imagine having like a day and a half just watching it at the minute? It's going to be like 2 days long by the end of it. This series is in chronological order, taking several videos just to cover Chris's life before internet fame, with a significant portion of the series, 28 episodes, dedicated to the densely packed events of 2009 and 2010. Bloody hell, 28 episodes just covering 1 year. I know, I've seen every single one of them from the very beginning, so I'm already subscribed and all that. Been subscribed since the beginning. It presents the events of Chris's life in a mostly objective light, allowing watchers to pass their own judgment on Chris and the people around him. Nonetheless, Gino occasionally slips in a dry jab or two in the form of blunt observations over Chris's shortcomings. Furthermore, he also manages to maintain a completely neutral, deadpan tone of voice while discussing the absolute absurdities present in Chris's life, and he reads the spelling errors precisely as they are written, which leads to some of the documentary's funniest lines. Is it still recording? Yes, it is. Gino's narration also reflects Chris's changes in identity through the series, initially referring to him as Christopher before changing it to Christian in the first episode, using masculine pronouns for the bulk of the show's run, eventually shifting over to calling Chris Christine and using female pronouns by the time the series reaches the events of late 2014, when Chris began transition. It remains to be seen if he will eventually revert to using masculine pronouns during Chris's extended period of being possessed by Sonichu throughout most of 2020 and 2021. Yeah, I mean, because Chris has been like as playing like LARPing as Sonichu for the past year, more or less, as like a coping mechanism, because a convention that he wanted to go to was cancelled due to the Big C. So the reason why he's out of it now is because of its I don't think it was his birthday. I think he actually snapped out of it when the new season of My Little Pony was announced, and he wanted to boycott it. So yeah, that's what snapped him out of it. There we are. The series is still going. Is still ongoing, though Gino initially predicted that it would take around 50 episodes long by the time he had reached present day, yeah, he is just over halfway. Episode 50 ended up covering the events of mid-2016. Well, it's got about 5 more years to go, and it now seems more likely Gino will have over 70 episodes finished and released by the time he's reached modern Christery. I have a feeling it might be more than that. However, this is presuming that he keeps a constant pace. I think he uploads twice a month, I believe, like one at the middle and one at the end, every like few weeks, which may become difficult due to how much occurred during the period when the idea guys had influence over Chris, compared to the relative quiet in the first few years after the pepper spray incident. Once he's caught up with Chris and Western Canada's Adult Chronicles, Gino plans to continue the series incrementally until it reaches its logical conclusion. It will take a while to get to present in any case. The documentary series has inspired a considerable amount of discussion related to Chris, which has predictably produced more weens who mistakenly think that modern Chris likes to act modern Chris acts like he once did during the so-called classic era. The documentary itself ended up being a part of Christery in a more direct fashion, as at least one enabler interested in Chris's story reached out to him and successfully encouraged him to stop role-playing as Sonic by pretending to have psychic powers. We just read that in the March lowdown. Furthermore, Chris is aware of the series and he has commented on it several times over Twitter and YouTube, usually expressing his approval of Gino's attention to detail. And that is a handsome chappie up there who's doing the documentary. There he is. We got about 7 bits and they're quite lengthy for what they are, so let's just crack on. YouTube account. Gino's attempts to monetize his Gino Samuel 2 account is 2 channel on the 13th of June that year. And just want to check if it's still recording. Yep. When it was his turn to be reviewed by YouTube staff for the monetization program, they instead issued a community guideline strike to the clips of bullying featured in the video, even though it wasn't bullying. He even said that. It was like critiquing. It's like, I don't know, it's because he had like a non-biased, like neutral view on it, because he wanted to do it like as normal as possible, not trying to like slander Chris or anything, just saying it how it normally is. And as a result, his channel was terminated. To be fair, that is quite scary. Like, you could say anything on YouTube nowadays and it doesn't even have to be bad, and your channel can still be taken down from YouTube. It's quite frightening, to be fair, the way YouTube is at the minute. Gino confirmed that he did send an appeal form, but YouTube never gave his channel back. Fans re-uploaded all the episodes made prior to the strike, and Gino created a new backup channel on YouTube where the series would be uploaded onto them. A week later, Gino revealed that the backup channel he would be taking a long break from the videos, stating that he was getting tired of always having Chris on his mind when making a documentary. He said he will continue working on them sometime near the end of the year. On the 3rd of January 2019, he announced on his Twitter in the form of a teaser poster that the series would be coming back on the 24th of February 2019, which also happens to be Chris's birthday. The new series contains updated audio, additional and corrected information, and some modifications to prevent another takedown. He also mentioned that he will not be monetizing from the videos out of respect. Gino said that Chris knew about the original run of the series and approved of it. In July 2020, Gino announced that the series would go on hiatus again until August. However, the series resumed earlier than expected, as Part 41 premiered on the 31st of July. On the 14th of September, Chris posted a message explaining why he decided to use feminine pronouns to refer to Chris beginning from Part 43. Chris Clan pronouns are not she. Actually, wait a minute. Is this Chris talking? Because I think it's blue, because it's like Sonic or something like that. I don't know. Chris Clan pronouns are not she, her, and they seriously cause sensory overloads in me. Yeah, this is definitely Chris. Gino needs to recall everything referring to him as a woman and change Chris' gender back immediately. Following me in a boycott boycotting Chris Clan comprehensive history until Gino rises up, recalls everything and changes his pronouns back now. Yeah, I highly doubt he would like take down all his videos just to edit some things and re-upload them. Join my group, fix Chris Clan's Wow, that really got up. This is what it sounded like. Wait a minute. Is that real? No. Okay. It was taken down, or it wasn't real in the first place. Let me click on that. Is that something? What's this? Oh, it refers back to the Sega thing, which I might cover. I don't know. But seriously, yes, the transition happened, and has already caused an uproar which I doubt will subside. This would happen anyway if I didn't change it. I would have different vocal minority in yelling about it. The change does not reflect my personal opinions, and even if they did, the start of the series name would still be Christine. I must deal with the reality at hand. I started calling Christopher Kristen when he wanted to be called that, and now I'm starting referring to her as a woman with the name of Christine. Okay, this looks to be Gino's bit. The video series should not be seen as a voice of reason or as a preacher with a message. It is an opportunity to give Chris a voice and offer a better understanding of her thoughts, though the very many experiences miraculously words documented in her life. It is up to you to make whatever you want of the information given. As the ancient Indian proverbs goes, it is what it is. On the 1st of April 2021, about 2 days ago, Gino commented April Fools commemorated. See, I cannot speak these words. April Fool's Day by changing the title of the series to Donald Trump: A Comprehensive History. Yeah, I see that. He done it again. I think he done it last year as well. He altered the thumbnails to every video to include images of him, Donald Trump obviously. The contents of the videos themselves, however, remains unchanged. Chris did not take kindly for this, privately messaging Gino over Twitter to complain the alteration. Just think how long it would have took to like change out the thumbnails to that, only for like 1 day. That's dedication. Mentions by Chris in August 2019, and before I go on, 18 minutes, okay, cool. August 2019, Chris, while in his phase of role playing as Maggie Chan, began binge listening to the series, suggesting that the Shamol documentary Chris couldn't bear to actually watch the videos. Chris would make comments on the videos as a Maggie Chan via Twitter and as himself in the YouTube's comment section. Chris's interest in the series continued after his phase of role playing as Maggie Chan ended, eventually watching the series as opposing to just listening. Quite curious when you think about it, these comments by him, by the way. From the Animal Crossing video, Christine calls for Sonic Heroes being GameCube exclusive and gave permission to the Nintendo Executive Sonic series. I actually think didn't Sonic Heroes come out for like PS2 and then GameCube? I think they did. That's the thing, because it must have been, because I've got the PS2 version. Pretty sure I have somewhere. He noted exactly which cartoons and games Megan Schroeder had introduced him to a decade prior. Just for the record and Megan's reference, those being Soul Calibur and Tekken OC Yoshima also saying he'd be a fan of My Little Pony and Sailor Moon before meeting Megan. You made me laugh when you slightly read, "You don't have to tell me twice." Back in the Stone Age. Yeah, I remember that. Just simply the way you said it cracked me up. Reminder at the end of the joke is you really needed to tell them twice. You couldn't get through their heads at all. Chris viewed his past homophobia with regret. Chris commented on part 24 in YouTube's comment section, claiming that he had known about Alec Benson Leary was a troll, among other dubious remarks. Let me actually bring this up. This was the I'll put that in later. I'll also bring this up as well. These are for the him complaining about the April Fool's joke Gino did, and these were like the things. Okay. I remember those times, and I was cringing to hear myself drone on and on, just thinking what was going to clear those ads off my old website. Subconsciously, I had always known he and his crew were trolling me the whole time, and it showed. And it showed in how later on how I reacted later on. And yet, though while partly oblivious, I was trolling Alex at the time, and I take no shame in it, because he was trolling me. I saw through his charade and showed him how he was treating everyone in the few pages. In my few pages, he has. I can't read it. I cannot read his parts properly. Seriously, as he has already done, and worse. In the pages, it only added fuel to the notably of pulling the plug on the Wikipedia to save himself, my arts, and my peoples and my family. He from the shit I was having to deal with those bastards. The psychic powers were strong within me, and the later part of his video, and they had only gotten stronger over the years into now, despite my having the many more trials to endure and learn from. That hurt my throat reading it, I'm not gonna lie. Chris tweeted on part 31 about the 100-270 video he filmed on the 7th of October 2010. This part, starting from 16 minutes 30, I forgot I made this video. It was so stupid, and it was genuinely hilarious, rolling on the floor laughing. I guess it was the high, energetic, loud voice I used that day to intimidate Liquid Chris, lol. Yamosexual? Okay, never heard that before. Get ready for a meme of that word. Let me bring that up as well. In summer 2020, during Chris's phase of role-playing as Sonically, Chris continued commenting on the series. On part 38, Chris laughed about the goofy facial expressions he'd made in the message for John Kyle. In part 39, an angry Chris complained to Gino reading an email from the Gal Pals Emails 4 collection, in which Chris had privately talked about shoving his own penis into his butt crack. Well, is it really that long? He also whined about Gino's coverage in the house fire. Okay, because it's in yellow, it's sonically. Him laughing at sonically. It's still him though. Hey, firstly, that door to the bathroom downstairs was unable to close at all back in 2013 and early 14. Secondly, why the hell would you read that personal shit about Mama and that penis thing? Oh my Chris can. Why did Kim had to be such a literal troll to totally expose those things when they were shared with her strictest confidence? Kim Wilson if that's really your real name at this point. Mama may forgive you to an extent, but I, Soniku, am truly insulted by the shit stunt you pulled with her trust in betrayal over the years. To be fair, like, those emails, they're on the wiki, so they're public knowledge anyway. In part 42, Chris commentated on the bushfire video. For the record, when Mama recorded that putting out the fire video, she and Bob were literally still recovering from the house fire earlier that year. Sight of fire gave Mama a whole bunch of PTSD for a number of years. About part 44, Chris thanked Gino for referring to him with his preferred pronouns. As for the series' central point of Chris's transgenderism. Finally, you got the pronoun right with Mama Chriscan. Thank you, Gino. Better late than never. As the Sonically spirit of possession ended, Chris still commented on the videos a bit as Chris himself once more. About part 52, Chris commented on his distaste of Donald Trump and the predictions that he made. I predicted how horribly Donald Trump was going to do, and who was right all along? Me. Trump was a mean king. He wasn't even a king, he was a president. And he did not get our votes then or again. He kind of did, because he got presidency, even though he's not president anymore, because they told him to fuck off. What is the attraction? In his 100k subscriber Q&A special uploaded in December 2020, which is weird because I just finished watching that yesterday, Gino answered the question Chris had posted from the Quickville Guardian account, role-playing as Soniku. Chris asked what Gino believed to be the draw of himself and the life story. Just get my recording. Okay, let's get this under 40 minutes, for fuck's sake. Hey Gino, I, Soniku, offer a sentiment of support and kind thoughts in response to this. Congratulations, dude. But I have a question. As well, feel free to get misful about it. Break your own falls. Given every single possibility between this and all other dimensions in this omega timeline set we live in, including that Mama Christian herself, being the OC and OCs, could also have been the creator of all original creators, including yourself, if not for that one major influential aspect. What do you feel is the most significant factor that attracts everyone's attraction or attention, including yourself, for her? In short, what do you feel and think is the attraction, what makes you fascinated with Chris Chan? Gino answered Chris's inquiry at 1 hour 10 minutes and 28 seconds. As the final question of the video, stating that he found it fascinating due to how it cannot be replicated today, and how Chris and various trolls creating an entire fantasy world Chris lived and continues to live in. To be fair, why you know what? Sorry, I'm gonna read this bit. This is from Gino. This is his answer, even though I did actually see it. The attraction is that the story of Chris Chan came about during a very interesting time on the internet, of course, because this could not technically really happen in real life as much as it did here. It was a difficult time on the internet, where it was kind of like a Wild West situation. While there was a lot more focus on trolling and bullying and saying whatever hell you want without the consequences, and people were getting in touch with the internet and posting videos and showing themselves off online a lot, without maybe understanding the consequences of what bad things may happen to them. You know, all the bullying Chris took from the trolls, it's like a wonderful mix of a belief and self mixed in with the trolls' ambitions to work against or for that belief, to create this sort of fictional universe for Chris, which Chris ended up believing wholeheartedly. Recently, it's a product of its time. Really, you can't really replicate it in these days, because I think the internet is now a lot more safeguards, has a lot more safeguards against this sort of thing to carry on, and Chris is a very unique individual. I think you might know that very well. He's very unique, a product of his own upbringing and his own autism, and that's what keeps me fascinated. It's almost like a fictional universe created artificially in a real life universe. In other words, it's basically that that film, The Truman Show, isn't it? It's basically a man that was born and put into like a project, and he does not know that he's living in a fictional town. It's essentially like that, but bigger. You might say, and I can understand how this can get really metaphysical, because I kind of feel like the trolls and Chris kind of helped each other to create this fictional universe for each other. Though some people believed in it more than others, and that's I think is a big reason why Sonically Christine might think the same way about it than the creator of Real Creations, because they're all alive in a sense. If you believe it, they are alive. The characters, you might treat them to be alive to an extent. I think it's a bit too much to say that they do exist. Wait, oh yeah. Okay, I'm here. In a alternative dimension, I don't believe in that at all, but they do exist as much as you want them to exist. It's all up to you. It's all up to the human mind, each individual brain. Do you think it's all up to you whenever you want to improve yourself, or whenever you want to go down his path, or this path or that path? Whenever you want to listen to your superiors or not, it is really all up to you, and your world is wherever you want to make it, be it intently want to make it, or unintentionally you want to make it, consciously or subconsciously. And that's the whole story of why I find it fascinating. Thank fucking fuck that hurt my throat trying to do it. This is a Q&A video, you can watch it. These are all the parts, everything here. I'm not going to read them. He's part 2, part 53, and that covers the events from I tweet and post simultaneously to the Chris's first interactions with a Doopy Do-Over, and there's been some fan videos and stuff, and that was it. That really was it. Before we go off, I'm gonna go over some pictures. Okay, so this was that quote, like meme thing. Oh, look at me, I'm Alex. I draw terribly. I draw everything in squares. I put homosexual images in the background, and that was that. That was good. This is the April Fool's stunt that Gino did. Basically, he edited all the thumbnails and re-uploaded them to star Donald Trump and make it Donald Trump a comprehensive history. And then this is the complaint that Chris had against it, and sent off to Twitter to Gino. Hey Gino, quick question. I have noted on your videos that have history videos on me have being retitled and fitted with pictures of Donald Trump. Is this a joke? Well, yeah, because it's April Fool's Day. Especially in regard to April 1st being less than an hour from now with me. In any case, I generally feel rather horrified and most offended by this. So that was that. I don't know what Gino said to that, but I'm not quite sure. So that was it. About 35 minutes. Kept down to 40 minutes. That's pretty cool. Again, get this uploaded straight away. Tomorrow you're gonna have 2 videos, and I will see you in another video.